Hello, my name is Yvonne. I'm here to talk about my son Brady, who has been suffering with excruciating pain, health challenges after his 2 surgeries for Thoracic Outlet Syndrome, leaving him completely disabled for almost 7 years. As a mother, watching Brady suffer every day has been horrible, just heart-wrenching. However, here's my son's story of healing that many of you might find almost unbelievable. I know I do, but it's happening. He was just 16 years old, full of life, thriving in his job as a chef at a restaurant, playing hockey, lacrosse, you name it. He was a healthy 16-year-old boy that I was so proud of. He went from a dishwasher to the assistant chef. His days and nights were busy, heavy lifting, pots and pans, hustle. All of a sudden, he started to get numbness in his hands and up his arms. We didn't really think too much of it. We just assumed it was work related and possibly the hours he spent at home gaming, being on the computer, his phone. But as time went on, it began to worsen. His grip was starting to get weakened. The pain up his arm would spread. His fingers, his hands were pink, red blotches. It just wasn't looking good, and he was feeling worse and worse. I began to witness him struggling to do the simplest things, just holding his hands to use his phone. He was losing control. He was dropping everything. Washing his hair, brushing his teeth seemed to be a big task for him. He would tire quickly. It just didn't make sense to us. We visited our family doctor. He sent us for x-rays, MRIs, scan after scan, emergency rooms, specialists, you name it, we were there. And the doctors didn't really have answers. They were lost as much as we were, I would like to say. As my son started to lose more control of his arms and his hands, everyday tasks were causing him a lot of pain, and we were getting very discouraged because we weren't finding answers. We went for ultrasounds that revealed reduction blood flow in his arms. As a result, the vascular surgeon recommended first rib resection and removal of the scalene. So the surgeon recommended cutting his rib out and his scalene to get the blood flow back in his arm. On April the 16th of 2018, my son underwent an invasive surgery. The surgery where they removed his first rib on the right side, a known procedure called first rib resection. Additionally, the doctor performed cutting out 2 supportive muscles on the side of his neck. It was a surgery I didn't want him to have, but the vascular surgeon insisted it had to be done in order to get the blood flow back in his arms. If they didn't perform the surgery, his cells could not receive oxygen, risking the possibility of tissue damage, which ultimately could lead to amputation. Obviously, that's nothing we want. The situation left us with no choice but to proceed with the surgery, despite my fear. Hoping for relief after the surgery, our hopes were, I don't know how you want to put it, our hopes went away. Brady's condition worsened. His hands grew even colder, his grip weaker, his condition in his neck and shoulders, chest, arms, forearm, the pain it got worse. The surgery did not help. The muscles in his forearms felt severely constricted, suffocating him. The lack of oxygen and nutrition to my son's arms and hands caused excruciating pain. He would receive only temporary relief after running his hands under hot water. I would witness him up to 10 times a day, running to the washroom, running his hands under hot water for 15, 20 minutes, only to get maybe 20 25 minutes of relief. It was just devastating to watch. This young boy who should be out living life should not be living like this. When the pain came back, if he wasn't running his hands under hot water, I gave him a heating pad that he would use when he was in his room to warm his hands up, to relieve a bit of the pain. I bought him special gloves that you put in the microwave to heat his hands up. It would only work while they were in the gloves. I mean, it wasn't a solution by any means. When he was out of the house, he would be forced to pretty much sit on his hands to keep them warm, and in return, his hands would turn numb. So going out was just not really an option for him anymore. He stayed in his room and he didn't want to see anyone. When Brady would drink anything cold, just holding the glass was painful for him, and he was forced to put it down. It got to the point where he would just be dropping the glass, the pain in his hand. He would lose control of his hand. He was smashing glasses, smashing plates. He was struggling at one point to cut his own food. He just didn't want to eat because it tired him out, and he would get so frustrated. At the age of 19, here I am cutting my son's meat for him so he could eat quicker. I had bought some forks and knives with big handles, so I thought it would help with the grip, but it didn't do much for his grip. He was still dropping those as well. I'd be sitting in the other room constantly hearing controllers, phones, glasses, and he would just come out so angry. It just broke my heart. Nobody should live like that, especially a young man. So I kept asking myself and the doctors the same question over and over again. Why is this still happening? You removed the first rib. The blood is supposed to start flowing into the hands. Nothing was working, so obviously there was another problem. The doctors still didn't actually have an answer for me. Something else was blocked, and she was going to do another surgery. She said that's what was needed to be done. Knowing that the first surgery didn't work, I didn't quite understand why a second surgery, the same surgery on the other side, would help. But you trust your doctors, you trust your surgeons, you think they know what they're talking about. We went ahead with the second surgery, February 2020. The vascular surgeon provided the removal of the rib and the scalene muscle on the left side. The surgery proven to be even more traumatic. Besides having many difficulties during the surgery, he was in even worse pain after this. Everything worsened. Witnessing my son in all this pain at such a young age was really the hardest thing I've ever gone through. He started to endure upper back pain, lower back pain, pain in his neck. His whole body seemed like it was just in constant pain, stabbing feeling in his chest, his shoulder blades. It wasn't fair. It just didn't make any sense to me. I hate to say it as a mother, but I honestly thought this was it for my son. I didn't think there was ever going to be another. I didn't think that he would get better. This has been going on for 7 years, and I honestly thought, okay, this is his life. And it was devastating, absolutely devastating. No one should go through this. I could see it in his eyes. He was depressed. He was giving up. He was losing hope. No one should go through this. Brady's daily routine as a young man consisted of waking up in the morning in excruciating pain, spending upwards of 2 hours just getting ready in the morning, having to take breaks in between washing his hair, brushing his teeth, and angry. He was always angry. He just didn't understand why this was happening. It took a toll on my life as a mother. I would come in and out. Luckily, I had a job where I could come and go, and I would come up to see Brady a few times a day just to check on him. I was calling our family doctor weekly, going to the doctor's office, just asking for answers, asking for anything that would help my son. My family doctor was very helpful in the way that he wanted to help Brady, but he was running out of answers as well. More tests, nothing was showing up. We were getting no answers. He had contacted quite a few, I'd say over 15 surgeons, and they all refused to see him. It was getting frustrating, to say the least. We ended up having a few emergency room visits. Brady felt like he was having a heart attack. The pain was so severe, and he was having panic attacks. I think 1 week we went 3 times in 2 days. It was just a vicious cycle, and we were hitting a dead end. At every corner, we were hitting a dead end. Hopelessness is what we felt, I would say. 5 long years went by with still no success, no answers, nothing. After work, I would spend my nights searching endlessly for answers, somebody that would help my son, somebody that was willing to see my son, hear our story. And I was having no success. And then I came across a YouTube of a girl named Danielle, who went through the same thing my son went through, had the surgery, became worse after the surgery. And listening to her story, you would think it was my son talking. Like, I have never heard somebody talk the way, her whole story was just Brady. You could put his face on hers and you wouldn't know the difference. I was so excited listening to this. I remember going into Brady's room and saying, "Stop, you have to watch this." And even his face, we were both in awe that somebody else is going through this. And at the end of her story, she actually found the help and got better, which led us to Dr. James Stoxen. We watched his YouTube videos, and same thing. We both sat there with our mouths wide open. We were just amazed at what we were hearing. 7 years I've been looking for something, and all of a sudden it's like all the answers are right in front of us. I called Dr. James Stoxen, and he answered the phone. We spoke for almost 2 hours, and the information he gave us was more than we have ever received in 7 years, more than I could ever find on the internet in 7 years. It was amazing. For the first time in 7 years, I can honestly say we felt there was hope. We felt he had a chance at living a normal life. We explained what was happening with Brady. He was so educational, and so just the only issue I had, or the only concern I had, was he was located in Chicago, and here we are living in Toronto, or just outside of Toronto. We didn't have passports, and just, we wanted this done yesterday. The excitement after hearing and Danielle's story and speaking to the doctor, I didn't want to miss this opportunity. I explained this to Dr. Stoxen, and he offered to come to Toronto. He was going to drop everything for my son and fly to Toronto. That's pretty much what he did. After talking to the doctor on the phone, one of my concerns was, here, this famous doctor who treats all these big name athletes, stars, celebrities, he's going to come to Toronto to treat my son? Why? Why is he going to help us when he's got all these other patients that obviously have big money? We don't have big money, and I was quite concerned about that. I thought there's no way we would even be able to do it. And how would I look at my son saying, this might be the doctor we've been looking for, but we can't afford it? I explained this to Dr. Stoxen, and he worked with me on this. He cut us such a deal. I can't say enough. It was just amazing to think that he was willing to work around pretty much my finances, our coming to Toronto rather than us going to see him. And true to his word, he cut his professional fees. So we were able to get the professional treatment that my son needed. So that's what happened. We ended up in Toronto, We met the doctor at a hotel room the first night. He had the room all set up. We sat down and talked for an hour. He did a thorough exam of Brady for 3 hours. He went over every area in my son's hands, arms, neck, shoulders, every possible area where my son's blood could be blocked. It was just amazing. He found the area blockage and he basically said, no problem. He's got this. He's gonna fix it. And we started the next morning. Brady and I went back to our room. I'm trying to act as positive and whatever, how you're supposed to act as a mother. Everything's gonna work out. He knows what he's talking about. But I have to admit, in the back of my head, I thought, this is still too good to be true. How can this doctor fix 7 years of agony and just everything that my son has been going through in such a short time? He had told us it would take 5 days and he would fix my son's Thoracic Outlet Syndrome. Upon his arrival, Dr. Stoxen devoted over 3 hours on the first day solely to examine Brady. Mind you, the other so-called experts maybe spent 15 minutes examining my son. Dr. Stoxen finally found the cause of my son's reduced blood flow in his arms and his hands. The elevated rib into the sciatic outlet was not the cause of Brady's restricted blood flow into his arms, which is pretty much why the surgery never worked. They shouldn't have done the surgery to begin with. It wasn't the cause. The first restriction stemmed from Brady's shoulders being pulled down. So this was not the cause of his restricted blood flow. They shouldn't have done the surgery. He is now missing ribs and muscles, and it was just unnecessary. Enduring all this pain after the surgery because of bones being cut out of his body, it wasn't the problem. It should never have been done. The next morning, we were back in his hotel room and he started treatment on Brady. And after the first day, I could tell just by looking at my son that things were starting to happen. You could start to see blood flow, circulation improvement. By the third day, my son woke up. Like always, when he wakes up in the morning, I ask him, how you doing, buddy? And usually it's either a grunt or not good. And this is the first time he said, Mom, I feel great. He was pretty much pain-free. His upper back, his shoulders, his chest. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I seen life in my son's eyes for the first time. It was unbelievable. 3 days and he was almost 100%. It was a feeling I can't even describe as a mother, finally realizing that my son's gonna live a normal life again. He's gonna play hockey. He's gonna have a life. It was amazing. We continued with treatment. He was every day getting better and better. The blood flow in his arms, his hands were getting warm. I think by the 5th day, his hands were actually hot. He was waking up with warm hands, which he hasn't had in years. After 3 days, he looked at me and said, the pain is all gone. Are you happy now? I was in sheer disbelief, utterly shocked, to be honest with you, beyond words. The severe, constant pain that my son had to live with year after year had vanished in a week. That was it. I was now convinced. All those testimonies, all the patients that told their story, that after just 5-7 days, pain-free, it's true. I am now living it. I am now telling you from a mother, all these stories are true. My son is living pain-free now, and it's beyond words. I can't say enough about Dr. Stoxen. It's just amazing. I can't really put into words what this Dr. Stoxen has done for my son, for myself, for our family. He has given my son a reason to live. He has given him a life, and I, I, I can't stress to you how important it is if you are in pain and you need or your doctor tells you need this surgery, you need to reach out to Dr. Stoxen first. After watching Danielle's video, I had watched quite a few of the videos actually, and I have to admit, I had doubt. I thought there's no way somebody can be suffering for this long. I mean, some of the patients were 10, 20, 30 years suffering. After just a week seeing Dr. Stoxen, they were pretty much cured. They were pain-free. I had in the back of my head, which I didn't want to say to my son, but this can't be real. Something's not right here. How is this possible? How could we be looking like endlessly, surgeons, doctors, online for 7 years, and all of a sudden we're going to go see this doctor and in 1 week he's going to be cured? It just didn't seem real to me. Here I am today talking to you to let you know it's true. My son is doing great. He's pretty much pain-free, planning his future for the first time. I can look at him and see life again, and I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I'm excited that I can start living again. It's a miracle. It's amazing. All the doubt I had when I was reading and watching these videos is gone. I'm here today to tell you, you have to take this route. Doing the surgery will not work. We've got our life back, thanks to Dr. Stoxen, and I can't thank him enough.